Come on. Do a little thing.
Oh, you nibble on the ear. The only thing I want to hear. The part of the song I don't know.
So you don't know the song then?
I knew the first 2 verses, and then once you came over with the mic, that's when it acted.
It made you nervous.
So and I think I got nervous.
Fair enough. And welcome to the new show.
It's new show, it's new show. Why is it called new show? Nobody knows. It's new show.
We've got 2 different workouts for you guys today. Mia is going to be demoing the intermediate path workout for October 27th, which is Wednesday in week 1 of our new cycle. And Mike will be demoing the RX path, which is going to be power cleans from the blocks, from the mid-thigh, 6 to 10 reps. Rest is needed between those. Mike's gonna be doing them at 80 to 85%. A quick note for you guys that are starting the program. We have 2 options now in RX path. So one option is going to be this. The other option actually is going to be 6 reps, not 6 to 10, and it's gonna be at a lower percentage. So just keep that in mind if you're looking at the program.
What's the point of the options?
The point of the options, basically we're trying to give you guys opportunities to customize your training based on your training readiness. So what that means is, like, for me, sometimes I come into the gym, I have a couple consults, and I have to go pick up the kids. I only have 60 minutes to train. Maybe I can't do the same amount of volume that's typically in the RX path, but I can do the skill-based version, option 2, that's a little bit cut down on time. Or maybe I walk into the day, I didn't sleep well because my kids woke me up, or I just am beat up from training the previous day. It allows me to be able to get in, still get some quality skill work in, but not the same intensity maybe as a normal day that's prepping you for the open. So these are just portions of these days. That's kind of important to note. These are just, we're taking one piece of the strength and then one piece of the CrossFit from each, but we wanted to show you 2 different variations for those that are new to the program. So after Mike does the power cleans, his portion of the CrossFit is going to be 3 rounds, 20 cal bike, 15 cals for ladies if a lady was doing this, and then 15 strict handstand push-ups with a note that there's a 1-minute cap per set on the strict handstand push-ups. Now going back to Mia in the intermediate path, and we'll talk about this when they're going, but they're going to be starting a strict handstand push-up progression. So today is a test day, but we wanted to go ahead and do that for you guys. It's 5 minutes of strict handstand push-ups or a 5-minute AMRAP. And then her CrossFit portion today will be 3 rounds of 20, 15 cal C2 bike. And instead of handstand push-ups, because they did the 5-minute test, they will do 75 feet of front rack walking lunges at 95, 65. We'll let them warm up, and then we'll jump back in a few minutes.
New cycles in our online training programs TTT Compete and TTT Fitness start Monday, October 25th. Sign up before October 31st to save 20%. Head to trainingthinktank.com for more details.
And we're back with Bryn. This is my favorite kind of singing.
I can't talk Spanish this quickly. I can do the des.
Can you do it slowly?
Besito, suave, suavecito. Oh my gato, bonito, bonito. There was no dance.
All right, my friends, we are back. Mia's about to start her 5 minutes of strict handstand push-ups, which we will check in with her in a second. Mike's about to start his power cleans from the blocks. Mike, you've already warmed up. What's the game plan?
I'm choosing this percentage based off of like a current 315 power clean. That's just about where my numbers are right now and like a good working percentage. So I've got 245 on, which is like in between 80, 85% of that. And I'll just basically work on the minute. From this mid-thigh position, just working on like speed into the hips, driving my feet into the ground, and just being really fast with my turnover and catch.
Yeah, so we'll watch Mike do his reps, but at the same time, we'll get Mia in the background as she's going. So you just did a set of 10 to start for those that are doing the 5 minutes of strict handstand push-ups. So Mike's gonna do his first rep. You see, I know that gets a little bit loud. Hopefully you guys don't hear it on the mic too much, but with the power clean work that we're doing in this cycle, the first couple of weeks especially, we're focusing more on the positional aspects of the power clean or of the snatch, which you'll have on Mondays and sometimes on Saturdays. The goal here for Mike, like he was saying, is I'm trying to really work on the speed, driving my feet into the ground, and then a fast turnover. And then if we look over at Mia, obviously she's standing there right now because she's trying to pace this out. It's a 5-minute strict handstand push-up test. For those that are in the intermediate path, so you know, you're testing this, and then you will retest this at the end of the 8-week cycle. So we'll get a 5-minute test, and then over the course of weeks 2 through 7, you will be doing progressions on your strict handstand push-ups that basically will build you into that retest. For those that do not have strict handstand push-ups, you will do a pike on box variation, which you can see the box that's over there next to me. We're going to demo a couple of those for you after she does the 5 minutes. But basically, this is the idea behind this will be, hey, look, you either have strict handstand push-ups, you do your 5-minute test, and then we build some shoulder endurance by going through these progressions. Or if you don't, then, yeah, you might want to back up if Mike goes again. If you don't, then you'll do the pike handstand push-ups off the box, so we can get a number either way. And then from there, again, we'll write in those progressions. The way that those will look is some weeks it will be handstand push-up negatives, handstand push-ups from deficit into negatives, handstand push-ups where it's unbroken sets, rest so many seconds into another set until failure, and then you move forward after a rest is needed set. Or on the box, you'll do the same variations, and then both groups will come back together and finish with strict pressing variations, typically single arm dumbbell variations at tempo work. So if you are in the program, you'll be able to see those each week as they come out. So Mike's done 3 lifts now. Did you just go up in weight, Mike? No. You stayed at 245 for all of those? Okay, so he's staying at 245. The speed is basically going to stay the same for him. Obviously, he's super strong. Mike, what's your tip? What's your actual 1RM power clean when you're going through a strength cycle?
335. No, 345 is like when I'm like lifting a lot, what I can get up to.
Yeah. So I just ask him that because I think this is really important. Mike's starting a new cycle, assuming that he's in the program right now. He's guesstimating a little bit lower than his 1RM so that he can hit all of these cleanly. And then if he feels really good and he's like, oh, maybe I can hit 335 or 345, which is his true 1RM, each week he'll go up in those percentages. As opposed to sometimes people come into the program and they say, well, my all-time 1RM was, whatever, a 500-pound back squat, and they're using that for one of our squatting cycles, when in reality, maybe at that point in time, they can only hit 450 or 455. I know that's still a really strong athlete. I'm just giving an example. But it's important that you're honest about where you're at, or maybe the better picture would be, or idea would be realistic about where you're at with your 1RMs. So Mia is 3.5 minutes into this 5-minute AMRAP right now. She's going down to singles and doubles, so that's a double there. Positions still look okay. You can see she's starting to arch. I think it's a good idea. If you're doing a test, arching back is going to make a lot of sense for you. Let's watch Mike as he's going through another rep. All those look exactly the same. You can see it's from basically kind of just over the knee. He's really, really fast compared to most people. If you saw me do it, I would not be near as fast. I think most people are probably pretty weak in the block position, so something to think about. Make sure that you warm up well and you get a nice feel for what it should be like. So Mia's now down to singles. That's smart. When you have a minute left in something like this, if it is just a test, a benchmark, I'm trying to get as many reps as possible, the tendency is I have to do doubles or triples, or maybe some people even are stubborn enough to say I'm going to do 5s, but then your rest breaks become so long that you're wasting time. Whereas if she can keep doing singles, let's say on the 8 seconds or on the 10 seconds, she'll be able to keep working and get more reps in than maybe someone that's trying to do sets of 5, especially with a 5-minute AMRAP. If you're not great at handstand push-ups doing sets of 5, you're going to end up failing at some point anyway. All right, I think this is rep number 5 or 6 for Mike. Let's watch him do another one. Good positions as always. A little wide with his feet compared to where he was on the first couple, but everything looks really good there. Bryn is over here working out, doing some snatch balance work right now. Ryan is doing banded deadlifts over in the corner by the ski ergs. Everybody's in here, and if you can see, turn this camera real quick over to Perrin. She's not doing any of the other stuff, but she's warming up for some C2 bike and strict handstand push-up workout that she's about to do. She's getting ready so she can beat Mike. I love it. Mike just asked, are you going to wear a weight vest? Which probably would be fair if she wore a weight vest, to be completely honest. All right, so Mia, how many reps did you get? 37 in 5 minutes. Do you know what your PR is?
I've done 50 and 520, so it's pretty far off.
So far off. She just did muscle-ups before this, and obviously you're not in the middle of a strict handstand push-up regression. I actually do think that this is important to note. Like, you're not going to hit your PRs every single time, and there are different types of training or different times of year where you're focusing on other things. Like right now, you're not focusing on handstand push-ups as much as you normally would. Is that correct?
Yeah. We've been doing not so much like dense sets like this, but working on speed of reps. So it's just not what I've been working on, but that's okay. Happens.
Yeah, I think that it's almost to someone's detriment when they always think that they have to PR every single week or every single time they do a test. And it can be like a psychological mind F if you are always thinking that you have to do that. So being a good athlete, obviously you want to progress, but at the same time, you have to be, this is Mike's last one, so I'll cut my thought off until he's done. Last one for Mike. Last one, fast one for Mike. As always, he's good. Going back to that with Mia, not every time is going to be a PR, not every time is going to be your best lift, not every time is going to be your best score on a Metcon. And that's okay. I think that the way that you learn from that is, okay, where am I at in the season? What have I been training? And what can I take away to either get better in the future, or what things did I do better in this setting that I wouldn't have done in the past? And so for Mia, she's thinking, well, I haven't been doing dense sets, so I can't expect to do 50 and 520. But at the same time, she could take away, hey, my speed's gotten better, which is something that she's working on, because believe it or not, especially at a high level, speed and handstand push-ups makes a huge difference. If I can do 10, 1 second every single rep, and someone's taking 1.5 or 1.6 seconds per rep, I'm gonna be 5 or 6 seconds in 10 reps faster than they are. All right, we are going to go to 3 rounds of 20 cal bike, 15 strict handstand push-ups from Mike. Perrin's gonna do 15 and 15, and then Mia is going to be doing a 15 cal bike into a 75-foot front rack walking lunge. So we'll be right back with you guys. All right, we're back here at a new show, and we're gonna talk strategies. First with Mia, who's doing 3 rounds of 20 or 15 cals for the ladies, 75-foot front rack walking lunge at 65 pounds. What's the strategy?
I think I'm gonna go out hot on the bike, even though I'm sure that's not gonna sustain, but just see what I can do. I'm gonna drop the lunge every 25 feet and step over it instead of turning around. Just use that as like a quick shake out of my legs. This looks not that hard on paper, but I think it's gonna burn really bad.
I think that your workout is much harder than what they're doing, by the way. But for those that aren't good at strict handstand push-ups, much more painful, yes. For those that aren't great at strict handstand push-ups, obviously this one will still be very tough. Maybe not as painful though, because you'll be bottlenecked. Mike, what's the strategy? Talk right away, go, go, go.
I'm gonna try and do is
Try to breathe.
Yeah, I just got done with a sprint set. 20 cal bike erg. I'm gonna ride at a higher damper and practice like a sprint start each set. So like stand out of the saddle and ride for 10 cals, then sit and settle in and really push my legs on it, because it's gonna come down to having time between sets with the handstand push-ups. I could probably do 2 sets unbroken, but I'll need a little bit of time between that 3rd set. So gonna try and get ahead here, push hard on the bike, and then maybe that 3rd set on the bike, I'll slow down to give myself time between the last 2 sets. Yeah.
Basically, base that last set on feel.
I wasn't done.
Sorry, give me the mic. All right, Perrin, strategy? Wow, hold on. Mike broke this a little bit. I'm sorry, guys.
Very expensive. Yeah. I think I'm going to try to stay steady on the bike and then go unbroken on the handstand push-ups. I don't know if I'll be able to do it all 3 sets, but try.
I'm pretty sure she's going to. She's pretty good at them. So, to keep in mind, I mentioned this at the beginning of the show, but this is just a piece of the RX session. There's something after, there's obviously something before with the strength work. So you just saw a piece of intermediate and RX path, and now one piece of the CrossFit portion for the day. Are you all ready? Let's see if they're ready to rock and roll here. Oh, hold on, get Max in the background. Getting after it right now. Wow, he's very sweaty right now. You're doing great with your gymnastics, Max. All right, we're gonna start this clock in a second. Once I find the remote, we'll be back.
I think it might be over there. On the other clock. I'm ready.
Yeah, wow. No cuts.
Not as fast as you think.
You're gonna have to go down, back, down, and then back to the bike.
Yeah, yours is gonna take.
Mine's gonna take longer for sure. It wouldn't take longer than if I were doing
Good.
that. But it would take
Good.
longer.
Yeah, I feel like we need to work out the same.
All right, my friends, they're going in 10 seconds. I'm gonna stand behind Mike so that we can see what his sprint start will actually be. 3, 2, 1, go. So Mike and Perrin's workout will be much shorter, at least I assume so for them, because they're really good at strict handstand push-ups, than what Mia is doing with the front rack walking lunge. So Mike's starting out at 2,400, which I think is a really good sprint start. For males especially that are good on the bike, I mean, you could take advantage of it. The advantage is not the same as, like, let's say an assault bike or an Echo where you really can sprint and get 20 cows done maybe in like 15 seconds. The C2 obviously dampens that down a little bit, but still there's a huge difference between those that can ride at 2,000 cows per hour and those that are riding at 1,200. So he's at 17 already. Mia's at 1,200 right now, which is a really good female pace. And keep in mind, she's doing all legs with the front rack walking lunges. Perrin's at 1140. She's 12 cows in, so only a few cows left. Mike had a really fast transition to the wall. You can see how fast his handstand push-ups are. He said he's not sure if he can go unbroken. I'm pretty sure both of them can. It's gonna come down to how long the bike takes on that third set. Look at the difference in speed of Perrin's handstand push-ups. And Mike's, her handstand push-ups are so fast I can't even comprehend. That was amazing. So she was doing less than a second per rep, which is just world class. Most people are not gonna be able to do that, but you can see how much of an advantage that was. She got off the bike maybe 10 seconds after Mike and was on the bike at the same time. So Mia broke her 25 feet. Again, this workout I think is just way more painful what she's doing, but she broke the 25 feet, put the bar down, stepped over it, took a break, and then obviously picked the bar back up and did 25 feet. You can see this is now her second transition. So this was her last 25 of the 75 feet. Keep in mind, she has 3 rounds of 75 feet. So it's a lot of lunging, but this is pretty typical. I mean, you're gonna see even more than this in the open. You think about maybe the 20-minute AMRAP of lunge, burpee, chest to bar. People were doing 600-700 feet of lunging in that workout, so this is much less. All right, Mike, we're just under 2 minutes. Mike finished his second bike. He's onto his strict handstand push-ups. Let's see what his bike, well, now the pacing's not accurate, but it says 52 seconds for 20 cows, so he's definitely over 1,200 cows per hour. Again, look at the side-by-side of Perrin and Mike, how much faster her strict handstand push-ups are. When you have shorter arms, take advantage. Chris is saying cheat code, cheat code. It is that old like Madden cheat code. She honestly looks like, Chris, what was the NFL game that was like NFL Blitz? Where they were just like ridiculous. That's what Perrin is when she's doing strict handstand push-ups. But she's making up so much time. Mike is much, much faster on the bike. He's really powerful. He's good on the bike. Perrin just is much, much faster on the handstand push-ups. So you got to pick your poison here. I think it still comes down to, for them, it's going to come down to whoever can get off. If he can get off ahead of time, he's pretty good at handstand push-ups, so he'll probably still win. So Perrin right now is at 11:27. She's at 9 cows. Mike's starting to slow down just a little bit, so we'll see where he's at. Chris, get that number. What is it? 1492. He has 2 cows left. This is going to be really close. So he's slowing down. I think Mike's taking a little bit of a break here because he wants to make sure that he can go unbroken, or at least take a chance to go unbroken. So he kicks up. Perrin's right behind. If Perrin can keep these unbroken, I think she's going to win. You can see, again, the total speed is just so much faster for Perrin. All right, Mia just did another 25 feet. She has 50 feet to go with her 3 rounds, or this is her second round, I should say. Oh, what a battle. What a battle. So Perrin finishes in 3:29. Mike at, are you done, Mike? No, he says no. 3. You gave a great effort. Oh, man, I'm laughing because I know how hard this would be. He's moving fast. A couple more left for Mike. Grinding him out. Great way to grind out. He knows that if he holds it for a second, he can get his last rep. He does. 3:53 for Mike. Those are really fast times. I don't think many people can do that. And again, keep in mind, this is just a portion of the RX path. In the elite path, they're doing 5 rounds of this. So it's 5 rounds of 20 cal C2 into 15 strict handstand push-ups. And then they're going into another piece. So if you're in the elite path or you're looking at a program, the workout is quite a bit different than the RX path. All right, so last round for Mia. Let's see where she'll be on the bike. This is pretty leg dominant, so I think it's gonna be hard to really push the pace, but she's doing a great job. She got up in maybe 5 or 6 seconds to 1100, and now she's at 3 cows. While she's riding on the bike, let's take a look around the gym. Hey, look over there, it's Bryn. I don't know what else to say. Say hey, hey. Bryn, what are you doing today?
The design program.
Okay.
So the snap
which part, well, which day, TTT Compete, which part or which day are we actually on when we're filming this? Because they're filming ahead of time.
Okay, well, I think this morning, I believe I did 10-12, because I did the 30-minute AMRAP and then the wall walk 1.
Okay.
That was on the show last week.
Yes.
And then now I am doing the snatch gauntlet. Starts at 105, adding 5 pounds every minute. which will be starting shortly. It was going to start 18 seconds ago, but we're good.
All right. Oh, sorry.
No,
We ruined Bryn's workout. All right. So Mia's off the bike. She did that pretty fast. It was less than a minute on the bike. She was holding about 11:50, and now she has 50 feet left. That was a really good transition to the bar, and again, a really good transition dropping it. I think that's a good idea. Instead of having to spin around with your barbell, just drop it, step over, and pick it back up. You do have to keep in mind that spinning around can be faster, especially at the end of a workout. But if you want to kind of alleviate some of the time under tension, it makes sense to drop the bar, take a deep breath, and then get back to it. Just kind of depends on how good you are at lunging and how well you can breathe in the front rack position. All right, so 25 feet left. She is right under 6 minutes right now, which again is a really good pace for this workout. Couple more steps. You can see how long Mia's lunge is, which is a huge advantage, especially if you can swing through, which I know at this point is tough. So she finishes at 6:10. Great job, Mia. Before we talk to Mia, we're gonna come back over and talk to Perrin and Mike because they've been done for 3 minutes. Perrin, I don't know how to describe your handstand push-ups other than wow. Have you always been that good at them? And what's your 50 for time? I'm just interested.
I don't know. I could test that, but I mean, I think I've gotten better because I've been working on them, or I've been working on strength more. But it's just not. I have really short arms. The range of motion is so short for me. Like I can't even the 40-inch box. Like I can't even put my hands that wide. Yeah. So it's just. I feel like it's an anatomical advantage.
It definitely is an advantage, but the speed is still amazing. But that's kind of the point of CrossFit, right? There are people that are really long that maybe are better at wall balls or lifting or rowing, people that are shorter that are gonna be better at some of the gymnastics movements. Don't complain about it either way. Just figure out what you're good at. Let that be a skill set for you, and then figure out the limitations and make sure that you improve on those things. All right, Mike, I thought you were gonna win the entire time, but the last set, she was so fast.
Her second set of handstand push-ups, I was like, she's gonna get me, because I got on the wall like 4 reps before her, and she got off before me. So she caught up like 5 reps. Yeah. It's crazy. I need to work on my bike sprint. I've been doing a lot of long intervals at like lower intensity, and it's just different when you have to peg it on this. Like 20 cows is long enough to like it really hurt and spill over a bit.
Yeah, I still thought that your overall pace was pretty good. You were at 2,500, and then you kind of pulled back to 1,450 or something like that.
I can only go so fast because you need time between the sets. And like, as you saw in my last set, had I done the bike like 10 seconds slower, I probably could have gone unbroken, but I would have lost either way. Yeah. So
would you agree that, so all sets you could have gone faster on the bike, but then that just would have messed up your handstand push-ups, and that's why you had to pace that way?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
So that's something for all those that are going to do this workout. Think about it, especially with 3 rounds. Like, it's a fast workout, but you still have to think about the handstand push-ups. Mia, I'm sorry for your legs. Your workout was definitely harder. What were your thoughts like on pacing the second and third round? And then what advice would you give those that will do this workout with the lunges?
So I think that there's more to be lost on the bike than on the lunge because it is a fairly light lunge weight. Obviously, I could have moved my feet faster on the lunges, like stepping through or just not pausing at the top, but that turned into like a balance thing. So it's something I need to work on. I was pretty happy with my bike sustainability, especially females. If you let the bike get into the low 9s or 8s, it takes so long to get calories. So it almost makes more sense to slow the cadence down a little bit of your lunge to hold the bike pace up. I think there's just more to be won there.
Yeah, I totally agree. And she was holding over 1,100 for almost the entire bike, which is like super, super impressive. Take advantage of the bike. Mike has something smart to say right now.
I started getting sour that I was losing, and I was like, Brandon, make sure she's resetting your monitor each round.
Oh, wait, you did that?
Yeah, I reset.
I'm just kidding. She did too. You were about to call her out, though. All right.
Let's go see what Adam's doing.
All right, let's go. Well, Adam's walking away.
Let's sneak up on him, though, because he's doing some stuff.
And I'm just walking over, looking around. I see a bald-headed man. Adam, oh, hey, good to see you. Come on over. What are you doing today?
I'm just chilling.
Nope. You have to talk.
You gotta explain yourself. What is this?
This is family photo, real quick, to end the new show.
It's my we gotta see No. It's my secrets to hurting myself in soccer.
Yeah, Adam is in a soccer league now. It's just once a week, right?
Once a week
on Sundays.
Sometimes we have double headers.
They do have double headers, and it's late at night. Am I correct? Yeah. Like 8 p.m. or something like that?
I already started drinking.
So he comes in every Monday now complaining about his hamstrings or other things. Sorry, Tyler. So I don't know if Chris actually wants to watch a set here.
Yeah, I gotta see whatever this is.
This is like proprietary information that he doesn't want to give away.
Look at Tyler over here.
All right, Tyler's doing something. I don't even know. Is he doing a deadlift, a power clean, a snatch? Who knows? It looks like he's snatching. Tyler still has it. He's got a new kid, and he's just as strong as he always has been. Tyler, what's your 1RM snatch?
295.
295 1RM. So that's nothing compared to where he's been. I don't think Adam's going to give us anything. I don't know if he's just like practicing stretching or he's actually doing some kind of an advanced isometric work. There are some protocols that I've done in the past for speed-based work with hamstrings where I'll pull into the box and then do some banded variations. Yeah, I have no idea what you're doing. Let's see what. All right, so he's getting on the ground. Oh, he is doing some banded hamstring variations. So basically it's like a straight leg or slightly bent leg hold, and now he's going to be going back and forth. I'm going to ask him some questions if he lets me. Is your hamstring bothering you right now, and is that why you're doing this, or another variation?
It's sore right now, and this helps to sort of desensitize a little bit from the shock of running.
Yeah.
But I find that if I do this on Wednesdays before Sundays, like the soreness lays off, and then this hamstring feels better for soccer on Sunday. So I have to space it out. If there's 2 stimuluses in the week for hamstring stuff, it's Sunday soccer, and then Wednesday I try and do a little bit of strength work.
Yeah, I actually have done a few variations that are similar to this when I was doing some, he's got other things he's about to do. When I was doing some sprinting work, when I was healthy, before I got in a car accident, I was trying to get back into some sprint work, and I would do some banded variations that were lower, where I would do 12 to 15 seconds of that for some endurance work one day a week, and then I would do another variation where it actually was using a band that was strapped to the reverse hyper, if you guys can imagine that, and you basically do a reverse hyper, and then it pulls itself back down, and it's basically oscillating. So you're having to hold that hamstring position that's flexed while the band is oscillating back and forth on your feet.
What's Big R doing?
Big R. Ryan is a long distance runner now, for those that don't know. But he is still doing some strength work. I actually saw him do a 225-pound power clean the other day. Maybe it was like a double or a triple too. Also doing some hamstring variations with a slider. These are great. If you guys haven't ever seen these, then buy those, or you can use Frisbees. Anything like this are great for sliding on the floor. I use them all the time for either hamstring work or even core work. Like I'll put them on my hands, or you put them on your feet and you actually do slider walks across the floor, which we've programmed into TTT Compete in the past. Watch Bryn. She's doing her snatch gauntlet from 10-12 in the design. That was a really good pull, just out in front a little bit. She's got some speed and power. It's just working on the technical consistencies of the lift. Boom, hits it. So with these snatch gauntlets, you basically have time, and if you miss, you can repeat a lift to make sure that if you hit it, you can move forward for the next minute. All right, that's the new show for today, October 27th. We'll see you guys next week.
It's new show, it's new show. Why is it called new show? Nobody knows, it's new show.